hello, Cyprus. I now want to talk about world peace. I'm thinking more than just Cyprus, more than just the European Union. I'm saying globally. And what I want to do is trigger an initiative so that all the countries in the world will have the same reference point to aim for. And that is the CIA World Factbook. It's a list of every single dispute in the world. It could be interstate arguing over oil reserves. It could be actual wars. I am saying if we, as a parliament, as a European parliament, if we propose that all the nations in the world use it as a reference point and say, let's try to resolve 10% of these disputes every year, we will help. We as the European Parliament will help. Yes, it's the UN's job, but Europe has got a lot of friends who are not in the EU. They listen to us. We can help them. We can influence how they want to handle it. Now, if you look through the CIA World Factbook, there are hundreds of disputes. And with all due respect, some of them, to me, seem trivial. It's some boundary over to do with some lake in some South American country. I'm not saying this to minimize how much that means to the 2 or 3 countries involved. I'm saying we humans are very much into trying our best to beat targets. An example is athletes. I was at school. The only thing I could do well at school was run the 100 and 200 meters. Everything else I wasn't very good at. And what do you want to do? You want to try and beat your time. You want to try and get below 11 seconds for the 100 meters. And when you do, you're happy. I'm saying if we have a target to say, let's try and resolve 10% of our disputes, and the EU and the UN will help us, just because it's there, just because we're all going to try. And if we're partly successful, within 10 years, hey, how many of those disputes can be resolved? Some of them, I totally agree. It's not as simple as that. North Korea, South Korea, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestinians. Of course, such disputes may take a lot more, but wouldn't it be good to aim for that? Now, I am not saying I am the solution to that, but I will be the trigger by asking my fellow members of the European Parliament to back a petition in a polite way. It's not like we're telling other countries what to do. It's to try and get the momentum. Because you know what absolutely disgusts me? We, as the world, as humanity, spend $2.2 trillion a year on armaments, on military expenditure. It disgusts me. Imagine what would happen if we could save a large chunk of that. Hey, let's be conservative. Let's save 25% in a few years. Imagine having an extra 500 billion to spend in our own countries to eliminate poverty, to create jobs, to feed the poor in other countries, a percentage of that. If there's less wars, there's less illegal refugees. If there's less illegal refugees, we won't have that problem. So please vote for me. I've studied all of these points in my manifesto for years. I used AI to refine them into easy-to-understand sections. Please read my manifesto on andronicus.cy and on my Facebook page, Andronicus.cy. Thank you, and may peace come.